Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. It's Maxim again, and tonight we finally get to the Super Invention video that you have been waiting for. I am sorry that it took so long again. I had all my real life stuff, and yeah, like I actually made the spreadsheet last month, and so but I wasn't able to get it double checked by anyone because the math gets a little bit complicated once we unroll it to the right as we go. And yeah, I haven't actually been able to completely pinpoint the results down, but they could theoretically be completely pinpointed if someone else wanted to finish the math. It's just a little bit too hard for me, to be honest, because I stopped doing math for a while. So that sounded like I said doing math, but never mind that. No drugs were involved in making this video, only mathematics and top war and so on. Anyway, another thing that I wanted to do before we start this video though is actually ask you to like and subscribe if you like my videos. Obviously, I am still very far away from the 1000 subscriber mark. However, there is another top war channel which is pretty close. They are called Top War Lekka and Boom, and they are also pretty nice guys who make top war videos. However, their videos are a little bit different than mine. Well, it's mostly gameplay, and sometimes there is also like guides, but when it is guides, basically the information comes in text. Okay, they don't make any voiceover, but you can read stuff in their videos, and they have music and so on. So it's up to you, I guess, what you prefer. But yeah, if you could go and help these guys out, that would be nice, because they are 24 subscribers away from 1000 subscribers. And I'll later probably delete this part of the video once it stops being relevant, basically. But yeah, and so there will be only the guide later on and the math breakdown. But yeah, for now, let's leave this in. And yeah, go and help these guys out. They are really close to 1000 subscribers, and when they do get to 1000 subscribers, basically YouTube is going to stop keeping all their money from advertisements, right? It's not gonna be much money because at this amount of views, which is similar to mine actually, it's not that much money yet. It's like $100 a month, basically, something around that area. But still, why should YouTube keep it? So you guys go and help them so they get that 1000 mark. And without further ado, let's get to the Super Invention. So the Super Invention is actually, at first glance, it's pretty simple, right? So you have these 5 boxes on the bottom, and you have the redeem option here, the shop where you buy stuff for the stuff that you get from these boxes. Depending on how far in you get in the boxes, you get different amounts of parts. You can see them here on the left on the spreadsheet. You get 100 green, 120 green, 100 purple, 120 purple, and 100 orange if you get all the way to the right. However, every time you do the R&D, it's once a day, it's for free, and then it costs 98 gems. And every time you do it, you might fail. As you see, I just did. It's 100% to make the first, then it's a 90% to make the second, then it's 70% to make the third. So it was actually the 70% one that I failed before, and now again, and then it's 60. Maybe we'll get to it. No, we again got stuck on the 70% one. So that's actually why I do not like this event very much, okay? Because my luck with this event has not been very good. However, as you are going to see later, the math is not that bad. The average values for this are not that bad. So yeah, basically, as you click here, now I have got a 50% chance to reach the last one, and I actually reached it. So that's like the third time this has ever happened to me, because yeah, and now I can claim it. And basically, whenever you fail or you complete it, you claim all the previous boxes. So you get all these rewards, and you get the parts, and then you can go and you can buy in the store whatever you want, right? And usually you will want the gold shards. And I'm gonna maybe talk about that at the end, what you want to redeem, but not right now. And now we are going to go over the spreadsheet and over like why this matters. There is also this lucky value progress bar that you can see here, which is basically every time you fail, it charges up by one piece of the bar, and you can use it. You can use the lucky R&D here once it charges, and you can use it to get a guaranteed success, like guaranteed success on the next upgrade, right? So what you can do is you can just wait until you get to the fourth one, and then you use your lucky. And as you can see, I cannot even get to it right now. And yeah, these are, you can see what I mean, right? Like, I have really bad luck with this event actually, because I'm supposed to be getting these percentages on the left. The first column here, the percentages, is for each of these boxes. This is the cumulative chance, because, you know, like, basically when you have a 90% and a 70% to succeed, that results in a 63%, then it's 37.8, and then 18.9. So what this actually means is that you have these chances in here in the green column to get each of the results when every time that you basically try to do 5, right? Every time that you try to do 5 super inventions in a row, you have got a 10% chance that you are going to be stuck on the first box, 27% that you are going to be stuck on the second box, 25.2% that you are going to be stuck on the third box, 18.9 for the fourth, and 18.9 for the fifth, because then it's 50%, right? And anyway, and basically here are the cumulative rewards that you get whenever you reach these stages. Here are basically, and here they are multiplied by the chance to get each of these results. So here it basically tells you the average amount of parts you get per a whole set of super inventions. So the average amount that you get for the whole set of, well, okay, sorry, these are like this. This is the amount you get on average for the 18.9%, basically, if you know what I mean. So divided by the orange shard value in the redeem store, if you know what I mean. Like, this is the amount of parts you get, and if you divide the purple parts here, that you need 150 to get one orange shard, or gold shard as I call them, that means that you are going to get 0.2772 orange universal shards per the 18.9% chance you have to get the fourth box. So basically that results in 1.1949 orange shards of value per every time that you try to do the set. So I actually calculated it there as for the average value of 5 times 98 for 90 gems. However, that is not entirely true, or well, it is the average value for trying to do it 5 times. However, it also means that the price changes as well, because the cumulative price here for each of the boxes that you get stuck on, it's 98 for the first one, 196 for the second one, then it's 294, 392, 490. However, because you don't always reach all the way to the end, you fail earlier, right? So basically here you get the price average, which means that like 10% of the time you own, like every time that you try to do the whole set, you end up on the first one, and that happens 10% of the time. And so 10% of the time it's going to cost you 98 gems, which results in the price average of 9.8 gems for that option. And it's the same for the second, third, fourth, and fifth box, basically. That's how you calculate it here. And it results in an average price of 303 gems per trying a set of super invention. And you have got a 1.1949, you can see here or here, average result value of orange shards, which would basically then mean, as you can see it here, and that basically means that the average cost of each shard in super invention is 253, if we are not counting the lucky R&D, and that's where stuff gets complicated, okay? Because with the lucky R&D, it is very hard to actually calculate the lucky R&D value, okay? So because basically every time we reach tier 4, we can use we could use a lucky to instantly get the fifth chest without actually spending any gems, for one. So it reduces the gem price for one, and it also makes it an automatic success for a second. So it actually complicates the math very much. And what I actually did Here it's like here it says that you can actually use it like I actually did this. I counted it like this, and I'm not exactly sure what I actually meant. I think that I meant that every 2.6 tries on average we get to the fourth box, so that we can use a lucky R&D if we have it, and that it basically takes us 6.17 sets to actually do charge a lucky R&D because we have a chance to fully succeed. You know, so basically it takes us over 6 tries to charge one. So that sort of means that we could use that we could use the lucky R&D around every 2.5 times that we actually do get to the fourth chest, and it basically gets very complicated, right? So yeah, it's a little bit complicated. As I say here, we charge the lucky value every time except the 19 times that we fully succeed. So the thing is, so I actually, the way that I did calculate it in the end was that I just arbitrarily added 10%. I arbitrarily moved basically 10% of the expected chance from the elite to the super to the full succession, and uh, in the other way I reduced the price. Okay, so basically instead of having it 18.9% for each of them, I made it 28.9% for the full success, full success. And in the other hand, that meant that it also changed the price to actually lower the price. So the price would then be 293 on this, which is sort of like an arbitrary number that I decided on, changing it by 10%. And if we do this, we also get different average rewards because it moves the percentages, right? It increases the chance that we basically increases the percentages for the fifth box. And then it becomes 1.477 orange universal shards every time that we try to do the set. And that basically means that we are dividing a lower amount of gems by a higher amount of shards, and we get under 200 gems per orange shard. However, this is maybe a little bit too high actually, as we can see by these figures down there. And yeah, I'm not sure. Like my estimate actually was after I did the first thing, after I did the first calculation, my estimate was that it should be around 220 gems per orange shard. So what you basically have here is that it's somewhere between these two things, okay? It's somewhere between 200 and 250. And I actually am not fully able to finish that. I am not basically I myself am not fully able to calculate this into it. If any of you are going to be able to do that, feel free to do that. You can, I'm going to give you the link to the spreadsheet in the description, and you can try to finish it. You can copy it, you can try to finish it, and then maybe I can make another video about it, or you can just post it or whatever. And yeah, you can tell me, like, I don't know, I actually don't know how close I am here to the actual amount, right? It's basically this is like an arbitrary amount that I decided on, moving 10% from one result to the other, even though it might not be the completely right thing to do, right? So, you know, we are gonna see. Again, my estimate is that it's somewhere around the 220 gems per orange shard range, maybe 210. I'm gonna do it like this. No, well, anyway. So I think that it is probably going to be something like that. Anyway, so this is it for the math breakdown, and let's just go over the actual rewards that you can pick. This is actually why I sort of do like this. What the one thing that I do like about this event is that while you are basically your luck dictates how many rewards you get, you can choose the ones that you want, which is actually sort of nice. So I'm gonna go, and hopefully I will even be able to get to the elite enough times to actually use my lucky R&Ds. Okay, so I got it here. Now I actually need to get there, and that's gonna be annoying. Okay, I managed it. So now I'll probably stop. We'll see. Maybe I'll continue tomorrow, but never mind that. So now you can actually go here and you can see how much stuff you can get. And so the first thing you can get is a fire hydrant decoration. So what this thing does is it basically protects you against lower level players with 914, because if you do not have this, then lower level players with 914 could basically wreck you still. They could still, even if they, or well, even if they had lower high fire rate, lower attack speed, they could still do a lot of damage to you with their 914. So you want to have this in your base to protect yourself against that happening. And then you can obviously buy orange universal shards, which is what I'm going to do. And you can also buy class item chests, but I don't think they are really that worth it, because you can just buy these all the time in your daily stores and so on. They are, I mean, you should do that, obviously. You want them, but I wouldn't take them from these events unless you are a massive whale who just, uh, speeds up perks a lot, which I'm not. And then you can buy elite hero vouchers, which I would not do either, because basically you would pay 1.5 orange shards for them, unless you would run out of the 30 that are here. So that would be another thing and that you don't want to buy. And then you can buy level 5 component chests, which you theoretically could if your server was very young. Then this might be worth it for you. If you were low level, and level 5 would be a big deal for you. However, it is still 1.5 orange shards. And to later on, and in some other events, you usually actually pay the opposite amount, right? So basically, it's that 1.5 component chests are worth 1 orange shard. And a good example of this is the selector box that you get from some places. And this thing lets you pick either 2 orange shards or 3 component chests. So why would you go and buy them for the opposite round, right? For the opposite amount, right? That makes no sense. So basically, you do not want to do that either. So you don't really want to buy. Basically, you don't really want to buy anything for the gold super parts, except for the orange universal shards and the fire hydrant, which I already have, I believe. So I do not want to buy this again. Then you have the standard exchange, which is the purple parts, and there you can buy some more orange shards. So you can see that I got another 5. So I basically got 12 orange shards total. I do not know how many gems I spent, but you can actually check that in the video, right? You can go at the beginning of the video. You can check how much gems I had, how much I have now. I will know for the future that I should, screenshot that or remember that or write it down, because yeah. And basically, so this is the thing that you want to buy the most, obviously. You can also buy some gold chests, but I wouldn't do that either. That's not a good value, right? 20 gold chests for 1 orange shard. Even if you need the gold, you probably don't want to do that. And then you have got elemental reactor units. These are also not a very good price, not a very big impact. Elemental chest, same thing. So basically, the only 2 things that I would buy here, apart from the orange shards, might be the rare skill treasure chests or the premium recruit vouchers. However, they are not really worth it either unless you actually run out of your orange universal shards. The reason being that when these are on discount, these cost 30 gems if I remember correctly, and these cost 75, right? And these things usually cost like 200, or they are generally, their 50% value is calculated at 200 in most places in the game. So basically, and here you get 1.5 rare skill chests for 1 orange universal shard, which is pretty horrible. Okay, and I might actually have said this wrong. Maybe they are for 60, but it doesn't really matter, right? The point is that basically, even basically no matter what, until you run out of the orange shards, the other things are not worth it. So only if you run out of them, or if you need to spend like this. If I stopped doing this event now completely, then I could spend the remaining parts on the other things. Then you have got the primary exchange, which is for the green parts, and this is actually where things get more complicated, sort of, that I never really knew what to buy here, right? If you are leveling, then these tech item chests might be pretty great, to be honest, but still, it's like only 45. You can see here it's only 45. That's like so little still. Oh, sorry, it's not actually. That's 450, right? Because you get 10 per each, so it's actually not that bad. But still, the point is that like it's not that big a deal. Neither are here 220 gold chests, so it's just I guess that I would still buy, depending on your stage of the game, you might want to buy the component chests, or you might actually want to buy the skill research cards as well. So these are pretty decent. These are the ones that allow you to do the skill acquire here, and you can just get some nice skills, right? And that's always nice. And their value is 30 gems with no discount, so 15 gems when on discount. So I actually think that that might actually be the most interesting of the things. At least for me, at my stage, it is probably the most interesting thing, right? Because you can never really have too many. You can never really have uh, too many skills, right? And yeah, the X books, you get a lot of X books anyway. Strength speed ups are worthless, except like when you wanna, generally they are not that great, at least in my opinion. So that's pretty much it. And I think that we've actually been over everything right now. And yeah, this is gonna be for another video, maybe a small short video about that. But I don't know if I'm even gonna make one. And this video is already way, way, way too long. Okay, this is over 21 minutes long. Maybe I'll just remake it. I don't know, honestly. We are gonna see. Maybe I'll remake it tomorrow when I'm more competent and more functional. I'm still fighting some things, real life and lack of sleep and so on. I actually got my second COVID shot yesterday. I should be sleeping right now, but basically I felt that I cannot keep putting this off because if I would put this off again for when I wake up, I would again not do it, and basically time is running out for you guys to do this event. Although it is nice that you can basically do all of it except the free rolls on the last day, so that's always nice in the events when they don't require you to click something every 6 hours, but you can do all of it on the last day if you want to. Always nice. So anyway, thank you guys, and hope that you are going to like and subscribe on Lekka and Boom's channel as well. And this has been it from me. And until next time, have a wonderful day.